after investigators spent almost 2 months looking into their disappearance. Experts say these types of cases can weigh on members of law enforcement.
I mean, it is just heavy. You think about how it affects us when we see things and not up close. Think about law enforcement officers repeatedly seeing those types of trauma. The average person experiences 3 traumatic events in their lifetime. A law enforcement officer experiences nearly 200 in the course of their career.
Coming up later tonight at 5, you'll hear from the sheriff and a counselor on how they're helping investigators deal with these kinds of tragedies. Mobile County DA's office is hosting a crime victims remembrance vigil and resource fair. It's tonight, starting at 5:30 inside the atrium at Government Plaza. The public is invited.
Families who have lost loved ones to crime can bring a photo to place on a remembrance board, and if they choose, say that loved one's name. Victim services providers and community agencies will be on hand with resources.
The DA, Keith Blackwood, will be joined by Mobile City representatives and law enforcement. This year's victim's voice is Nicole Barnhill, the mother of Troy Barnhill, who was brutally murdered earlier this year.
The Mobile City Council today delaying a vote on a new proposed regulation for private ambulance companies. The Mobile Fire Rescue Department has been working for months to update this ordinance. Fox 10's Brendan Kirby is in the studio with the latest. It's a story you've been following, Brendan, and now the vote has been pushed to next week.
Yeah, that's right, Shelby. The council decided to postpone it for another week so they can consider some changes proposed by Councilman Ben Reynolds. Currently, there are 2 private companies that transfer patients from one hospital to another or to other healthcare facilities. That tends to be profitable. But in order to do that, they have to agree to respond to 911 calls requiring basic life support. Those runs tend to be money losers, but it allows city ambulances to concentrate on more serious emergencies requiring advanced life support. The proposed updated ordinance includes new reporting requirements. It also gets rid of a grandfather clause that allowed Newman's ambulance to operate under without having to have a so-called certificate of necessity. Newman's is opposed to that. Councilman Reynolds says that he doesn't believe there will ever be a consensus on that issue, but he says the city should work to resolve all the other aspects. His proposed amendments would include regulations in the ordinance that are now merely administrative policies.
I just want, if we're going to require some reporting, let's put it in the ordinance versus, referring to an administrative policy where it would be listed. That's one of the big ones. Some additional color or definition on, the declaration of emergency powers, wall times when you're over 60 days, things like that will be in there as well.
Mobile Fire Rescue Chief Barry Glisson says the private ambulance companies are successfully responding to 98 to 99% of calls. He says that this will ensure that performance continues. Reporting live in the studio, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
New at 4, Roblox, a very popular gaming platform, has agreed to give Alabama $12.2 million. This is a settlement that comes after the Attorney General said there were months of negotiations to address the safety concerns with the platform's chat feature. Alabama is only the 2nd state to come with a settlement for Roblox. The Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro now is joining us live from the Capitol studio. Jessica, why is Roblox the focus of the Attorney General's office?
Well, it specifically had to do with Roblox's chat feature. Attorney General Steve Marshall said that gave adults an opportunity to chat with children and putting them in danger. Now, the settlement isn't just about money. It's also about added regulations on Roblox's platform that we're going to see rolled out over the coming months. Now, new and existing users are going to have to undergo age verification before using the chat feature. Chief Counsel Catherine Robertson says that will be done with a government ID or facial recognition. She says that data will not be stored, and kids under 16 will need their parent or guardian to change the settings within Roblox before online chat features can be accessible. Attorney General Steve Marshall says the settlement is not a standalone solution to keeping kids safe online.
We still need parents to be engaged in understanding what their children are doing online, and particularly with the safety features that are given to parents based on age verification to take advantage of those protections of what we're doing. And so it takes two. It takes the platform to be responsible, but it also takes parents to be engaged and know what their kids are doing online.
AG Marshall says that the $12.2 million from this settlement will be used to help fund school resource officers, or SROs, around the state on a needs basis. He says that those SROs are able to talk with kids daily, patrolling the halls and helping them to make those smarter decisions online, and really being another helping hand when parents can't oversee it themselves. Live in Montgomery, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
And Roblox will also have to provide updates to the Attorney General's office about any safety concern that comes up as a platform becomes aware of them. The Attorney General also saying the state has a pending case with the video and shopping platform TikTok.
Well, taking a live look outside today at the beach. This is the past place where many people like to go and hang out there. Water's looking nice and blue, and it's sunshiny out there too in Orange Beach.
A great day no matter where you are. If you want to take a little walk, maybe have some ice cream as you're wrapping up your soccer seasons.
That sounds really good right
Maybe
now.
some teams are doing that. I don't know.
You're still going.
Jason, how about you?
Well, we were watching the forecast, and we have a few clouds around, but otherwise it's not bad. It was cool again this morning, but we do have some changes coming in the forecast. Here come those clouds starting to roll into the picture, and they'll thicken up some tonight. We probably won't see much rain tonight. The odds of rain pretty low at around 10% overnight tonight. Our futurecast shows that the moisture is trying to get in here, but we have a really strong ridge of high pressure that is blocking this, and so as it comes in, it runs into a very stable air mass, and you can see how the showers kind of fall apart overnight. We're still going to have some clouds around tomorrow, and we could see some spotty showers in the forecast for tomorrow. We desperately need the rain. We're in a severe drought in the areas in orange, and an extreme drought, which is worse, up I-65, places like Monroeville, Evergreen, and Bruton. And there will be some opportunities to maybe help with this some by the weekend and into the first of next week. Tonight, with the clouds rolling in, we're not going to be as cool as the last couple of nights. We've got temperatures dropping down into the 60s, low 60s as we approach daybreak. Our temperatures tomorrow morning are going to be running a lot milder than they were last couple of mornings when we were in the 40s. We're actually going to be more into the mid to upper 50s with some coastal areas near 60 degrees, and that's that blanket of clouds working into the picture for tonight. We'll check out your futurecast for tomorrow, that low-end chance of some spotty showers, and look ahead at your weekend forecast coming up.
President Donald Trump is being as clear as he can be. He does not want the Iranian ceasefire deadline extended, and he expects the U.S. bombing of Iran will continue if a deal is not reached. This is Vice President J.D. Vance, and other top U.S. leaders are expected to leave for Pakistan, though the timing is unclear. Lee Waldman has what we do know as the ceasefire deadline looms.
Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to Pakistan for a second round of negotiations with Iran is on hold for now, as officials meet to discuss the path forward, sources told CNN. This comes as President Donald Trump told CNBC's Squawk Box he does not want a ceasefire extension.
We don't have that much time because by the time both parties get there, as you know, they just got the okay to go forward, which I knew they were going to do anyway. I mean, I don't think they had a choice. They have to negotiate.
The deadline for the ceasefire is Wednesday evening Eastern time. President Trump says he expects, quote, to be bombing if a deal isn't reached. Sunday, in a Truth Social post, the president reiterated his threat of bombing power plants and bridges.
It's not my choice, but it will also hurt them. It'll hurt them militarily. They use the bridges for their weapons, for their missile movement.
While the president seems confident that Iran would come to the table for talks, Iran has not confirmed if it will be attending peace talks in Pakistan this week, according to the Pakistani information minister. One expert worries if negotiations between the U.S. and Iran collapse, the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire could also be at risk.
The Lebanon ceasefire and the Iran ceasefire run separate but parallel. certainly the lack of progress on one will impede progress on the other.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Defense Department says it boarded a vessel sanctioned for transporting Iranian oil, according to the Treasury Department, overnight in the Indian Ocean. I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
All right, let's take a look at the traffic situation across the Gulf Coast. And right now, things look pretty good out there with our traffic situation. We're not seeing any major issues. Here's what we have going on as we look at the Interstate 10 area, and no slowdowns really at all at the Wallace Tunnel. It looks good here. We've seen a pretty good flow of travel, maybe a little bit more of a medium flow right there in the tunnels, but otherwise it looks fine. Up I-65, no issues, and then back out across Baldwin County. It slows down a little past the Wilcox Road exit, but again, this is a medium flow of travel, and into Pensacola, everything looks good. We'll have more on traffic and your forecast coming up.
Still ahead on Fox News at 4, a Disney hit, Under the Stars. Frozen is coming to Fairhope as a full-scale outdoor musical. Plenty of room and time to grab your blankets. We're going to speak with some of the cast members in a live studio interview next. Also, Amtrak's Mardi Gras service crossing a huge milestone, 100,000 riders. Why so many people keep coming back for the trip when Fox 10 News at 4 returns. First, let's take a live look. This is Fort Walton Beach, our fish cam. Check this out. Pretty cool seeing the fish there swimming. Kind of reminds me of Finding Nemo. This is at the Okaloosa Island Pier, by the way. Stay close.
Who knows about this? It's us.
There you go. We're just talking, having a good time. Welcome back to Fox News at 4. It is time for the annual Theater on the Bluff, where you can watch performances and bring stories to life as the sun sets. It's a gorgeous setting. You might want to bundle up because, you know, this year the story is about Frozen. And we've got two of the stars with us right now, Westlyn Walters and Anna Bymaster. Thank you for coming in.
We could not be more excited to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Anna, I was so close to calling you Anna.
You're okay.
Story
It's
of my
very
life.
similar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and of course their colors that they're wearing is, you know, crucial to the role that you're playing. So we have Elsa and Anna.
Yes, I'm playing Elsa.
I'm playing Anna.
It's an exciting time.
So you told me right after you leave here, you're going to go to rehearsal. What is that process like, getting into these characters that are really iconic and so beloved?
Absolutely. We started auditions back in January, so we have been practicing for quite some time now. And yeah, right now it feels like our second home, or our home away from home, is the Nicholson Center in Daphne, which is where we do all of our rehearsals. We were there last night, and we're going there after this too. And Anna and I actually didn't know each other until this show, and so I also feel like we've kind of gotten to know each other and the cast so well during this process, for sure.
Exactly. It's really the bonding that's made this cast so special.
Yeah. You know, thinking about Frozen, we're looking at some of the other productions as well. Talk about the cast and the crew. You know, going on and talking about that family aspect of it.
Absolutely. There are over 90 cast members and crew members for this show, so to say it's a big production is the understatement of the century, for sure. It is just so special. I think I've been doing shows with Eastern Shore Repertory for over 20 years now, since their very first production, and I was actually part of the very first one on the Bluff 13 years ago, when it was just a figment of our imagination what it would become.
I love that.
Yeah, so we have all, like we were saying, have become really close, and actually the Disney Imagineers have built our set for the show. Yeah, I know, it's really crazy.
Frozen?
For this show that we're doing, yes, and also we have a costume team that has come in from LA and New York to hand make every single costume that we make, or that we wear in the show. So not a single costume was like Amazon primed to us or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're actually on their way back in right now to make some finishing touches. And
do you get to keep them?
Actually, ours are going on tour right afterward. Yeah, but they're made for our bodies. It's a really cool experience.
Now, before we get too deep into the conversation, I do want to talk about the dates for people who want to go and see it with their family.
Of course. So you can see on our socials from easternshorerep.org is our website where you can get tickets under the events tab.
Yeah.
And the dates.
And yeah, the dates are April 29th through May 2nd. And the gates open at 6:30 for general admission tickets, and the show starts at 7:30. It is outdoors, so the sunset is the actual backdrop of the show, so it's really exciting.
It's amazing.
I've seen a couple of productions, and it really is gorgeous, but it's also going to be bittersweet because...
Yes, this is actually our last show in Fairhope. We have loved our time in Fairhope. It has been, like we said, 13 years. This is our lucky number 13. But we are actually heading right over to the city of Daphne, and we are going to debut their Bayfront Amphitheater. And we are actually debuting a show as well there when it all opens up, and it's going to be The Little Mermaid.
I love that.
Yeah, stay tuned for sure.
It's a perfect theme.
Absolutely.
And still on the Eastern Shore, so it fits.
Yes, to the Jubilee City. So we are bringing that right in with The Little Mermaid, and more information will come out on our socials at Eastern Shore Rep on Instagram and Eastern Shore Repertory Theater on Facebook.
Okay, we are out of time. Is there anything else you want to add?
We just hope that you will come join us. There are so many special moments in this show, and it is one that you do not want to miss. It is more magical than any show we've ever done, so we can't wait to see you there.
Okay, can you guys sing us out?
Let it go. That's what everybody's coming to see, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad you kept it short because we don't want to.
I know. I'm like, hey, you got to buy the ticket to come see the rest of that.
Exactly. Thank you, ladies. And listen, we'll have the ticket information posted for you on foxandtv.com so you can watch the interview again and get those tickets. Thank you.
See you there.
All right, downtown Mobile with our Dolphins cam right now, sponsored by Eastern Shore Toyota. You can see some clouds starting to get into the picture. These are mainly mid and upper level clouds. We're not seeing any raindrops, and it is a quiet, warm afternoon after a chilly start this morning. We're at 75 degrees. We've got light winds across the area right now. Dew points coming up a little bit, so starting to get more moisture in the air. That's going to be a theme over the next few days. You can see the clouds starting to roll in on our satellite picture, but radar is showing that we're not getting any rain coming out of these clouds in our area. High pressure is blocking this. Tonight we may get some sprinkles. I don't think it'll be amounting to a whole lot, but the Futurecast does show a little sprinkle activity coming through. Tomorrow afternoon, it's not out of the question to see a couple of isolated showers or maybe a thunderstorm popping up in the forecast area. So we do have the potential for a little bit of rainfall tomorrow, a low end chance. You'll be lucky if you see anything measurable tomorrow, but we might see a couple of pop-up showers, especially north of I-10 tomorrow. Thursday looks like a drier day as the atmosphere restabilizes, but there is a long-term potential fix to our rainfall issue. And of course, we could see isolated showers tomorrow. It does look dry on Thursday with a strong wind coming in out of the east, southeast, and southeast. And then Friday will be the first day that we'll start to tap into a little bit more moisture, and we'll actually have an isolated rain chance on Friday. We've also got a really good shot at some scattered showers and storms on Saturday. The best focus to the rain will be north of the coast. So it's going to be from I-10 inland and mainly afternoon and evening. And we'll repeat that Sunday as well as Monday, although our chances are a little lower on Sunday and Monday than they are on Saturday. Our forecast temperatures across the area tomorrow morning at 60 in Mobile. Upper 50s, Chatham, Calvert, Atmore, and then mid 50s to the north, Evergreen and Monroeville. A little bit cool, but not as chilly as some of the other mornings we've seen this week. We're trending up with our temperatures for daytime highs and overnight lows. And we're starting to see some rain chances. And here's how it plays out. We'll see some spotty showers tomorrow and on Friday. We've got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms scattered about the area on Saturday at 60%. It looks like a lower rain chance on Sunday, and we'll still see some activity with showers and thunderstorms next week on Monday and Tuesday. And hopefully this will help some with the drought situation in your neighborhood. There are a lot of thirsty yards out there. Farmers need some rain. The gardens do too. So we have some opportunities in your extended forecast.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, Amtrak's Mardi Gras service hits a huge milestone, 100,000 passengers traveling between Mobile and New Orleans. It comes 8 months after Amtrak resumed service right here on the Gulf Coast. Let's go to our Lee Peck, who has a look at what's next and what keeps passengers boarding.
An early start in the port city as Amtrak's latest passengers are waiting to board. By all accounts, the Mardi Gras rail service from Mobile to New Orleans has exceeded everyone's expectations. More than 100,000 passengers in 8 months.
Isn't that amazing? That's just unbelievable. I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't think this many people would be here. So it's just, I'm so excited. It's so great.
Returning to the Gulf Coast in August of last year after a 20-year hiatus following Hurricane Katrina, Amtrak has been well received. The twice daily route also making 4 stops in Mississippi.
My wife's been wanting to do it.
James Odom and crew are taking a day trip ready to explore New Orleans.
We're going to Napoleon's for lunch and then walk around. We'll be close to Jackson Square and doing the tourist thing in the French Quarter.
Yeah, got to do a good lunch.
Oh yeah, got to have a good lunch.
Chris and Larry Cannon are from Houston, making stops in New Orleans and the port city. If they had it their way, they'd continue on.
We can go on down the road a little bit further. Yeah. How about that?
We would like, all the way to Florida. So it'd be nice.
They say their 2 nights in Mobile were well spent.
We got a chance to tour.
We did a lot of walking.
And so we enjoyed, visited the museum, sites. Was it the haunted?
Battle House. Battle House?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got a chance to see downtown.
The Whispering Arch. That was very, very interesting.
And some really good food.
One traveling in business class.
According to Mayor Spiro Chergadas, of those 100,000 passengers, 52,000 made their way to Mobile.
Pretty amazing. So this train is delivering people to Mobile, letting them experience what we have to offer. I couldn't be more excited.
In terms of demand, stakeholders believe the return on investment speaks for itself.
It validates the work. It validates not only the work for the Mardi Gras, it validates the work of the investment in the city of Mobile.
End of the day, when you've got a service that is growing that fast, it certainly is proof in the pudding that the public is appreciative of the investment that's been made for the service.
As we look to hit 200,000, they're considering adding more cars and building a proper downtown train depot.
We need a permanent structure here, something with an overhang. It does rain sometimes. It doesn't look like it today, but it does rain sometimes, so more permanent structure. And, hopefully a redesign of Water Street in the future to make it easier to access this area.
From the port city to the Big Easy, good times rolling down the track on the Mardi Gras line. In downtown Mobile, Lee Pack, Fox 10 News.
So many people having fun on that ride. Well, Madonna's Coachella comeback, now a mystery. A queen of pop says that outfit has now vanished. Why? She's publicly pleading for its safe return and even putting up a reward.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Today marks 10 years since the death of Prince, such a remarkable artist, really. Yeah. The city where he was born is planning a major tribute to honor his life and legacy.
Organizers in Minneapolis say this year's Celebration of Life will be a multi-day event highlighting the artist's life and work. It takes place at Paisley Park, Prince's former home and studio, now a museum dedicated to his work.
Festivities start June 3rd. They lead up to what would have been his 68th birthday. The city also hosting a free all-ages sing-along near a mural downtown honoring the music legend. Prince died in 2016 at the age of, and I have been seeing so many videos of him lately, not just today because of the anniversary, but I feel like since the start of the year, as more and more musicians get caught up to AI and the importance of ownership, he talked about all of that when he first started making music, like decades ago.
Ahead of his time.
Clearly.
And obviously died too young.
He did.
I mean, 57, it's just heartbreaking. So much life to live.
And he was such a performer.
Yes.
I had a chance to see him in concert, and that's one of the best concerts I've been to. And it was the same year that he was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And it was in Cleveland.
A bucket list
So it was cool,
concert
yeah.
for sure. Well, Christina Applegate is speaking out for the first time since reports of her recent hospitalization. The Emmy Award-winning actress thanking fans for their love and well wishes, saying she's taking time now to focus on her health.
Yeah, Applegate reportedly hospitalized last week. She's not given specifics. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2021.
And she spoke out earlier this year saying she spends much of her time in bed because the disease causes such severe pain. Applegate released her memoir, You with the Sad Eyes, last month.
Madonna returned to the stage for Coachella. We talked about this.
We did.
A surprise performance last weekend. The music legend joining pop star Sabrina Carpenter. We talked about this. And a performance of Vogue.
Madonna wore a purple corset, boots, and a leather jacket. She announced on social media the vintage outfit has since gone missing. Dun, dun, dun. Madonna is appealing for its safe return and says she's even offering a reward.
So how does that work exactly? Like, do you have to come forward and say, I'm sorry, I thought it was mine? Or what do you do?
And also, I guess, I don't know, when you have such all the money you can ever think of really for Madonna and the life and all that, like, what is this outfit worth to you? I don't know. Or is she just worried people are going to...
Oh, I think it has sentimental value.
Okay.
Or she could probably be like superstitious.
Yeah.
She needs that outfit to perform, or there are, I think, could be a list of things.
Yeah. And she has every right. I'm just curious.
Why did you take it?
Right. Why would somebody take yours? But I'm just curious, like, I don't know. She could be just like, well, it's whatever. It's just another outfit, but no.
She's the material girl.
Oh, that is true. Vogue. Vogue, baby. All right, next up, we're going to dive into those big breaking stories you'll see on Fox News at 5.
And then this.
With AI, the most important thing to realize is when that language model was changed, when it was trained, and where it's getting its information from.
A lot of travelers are letting artificial intelligence do the legwork, from finding flights to building day-by-day itineraries. How to use AI to plan your trip, and why you still might want to double check when it tells you to go a certain route.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Welcome back in. We've got our crews working right now to bring you breaking news updates and follow-ups for Fox 10 News at 5.
Yeah, the city of Mobile reviewing a contract for a new animal shelter. We'll have more on that contract and also when we could expect a vote.
And then after a year of planning, a new conservation center has opened at 5 Rivers. The center's mission and the new changes is coming up at 5. And then in this Autism Acceptance Month, we are highlighting one local dance studio who is offering classes for people with all sorts of different needs, no matter their age. We're going to take you to Dance Without Limits, coming up on Fox 10 News at 5.
And looking outside right now from the Admiral, our Eastern Shore Toyota view here looks good across the area. We do have some scattered clouds, but unfortunately no rain out there to help us with the drought conditions across the area. We've had some wildfires in our area today as well. We're keeping track of your forecast here on air and also on air on our streaming platform. That's right, we have a streaming platform for your smart TV. If you've got a Roku or an Amazon Fire or an Apple TV, you can download our app and you can go to the forecast anytime. Very helpful. We also have a segment called Next Weather, and I have an update that's going to drop at around 6 p.m. where we talk more about a pattern shift which may bring us some rain. And it's not just a forecast, but it's more of a deep dive on the way things have been going that's been keeping us from getting rain and what's going to change in the upper air pattern. where we may actually start to see some showers with regularity. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. In Pensacola, we probably won't see any rain tomorrow, but maybe a stray shower. Pretty low chances to the south and east tomorrow. We could see some rain to the north of you in Pensacola tomorrow. In Mobile, an outside chance of an isolated shower for tomorrow. Temperatures will be a little milder to start the day, much milder than those mid-40s we saw earlier in the week. At 7 a.m., we will be at 62 degrees. All right, so we're getting some clouds in here. There's some moisture coming out of those clouds to our west. Some of that is not reaching the ground. There is a low-end chance we get a few sprinkles in the area tonight, but I don't think it will amount to much. Mainly, it's just going to be cloudy, and our temperatures will be comfortable. We'll be in the upper 60s by late evening. It's not going to be chilly tonight, just kind of a mild to cool pattern overnight. Looking ahead, we do have some rising temperatures, but we also have some rising rain chances by the weekend. We'll look at your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
After 15 years at the helm, Robertsdale native Tim Cook is stepping down as Apple CEO, with John Turnus set to take over the 1st of September. Turnus is Apple's Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering. He has spent 25 years at the company, including leading key products for the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Apple says he's without question the right person to lead the company into the future. Turnus once said he wasn't sure he belonged at Apple. In a 2024 commencement speech, he advised that, quote, assume you're as smart as anyone in the room, but never that you know as much, end quote.
Well, you can't escape it. Artificial intelligence has just exploded, and people are finding new ways to use it, including booking travel. In today's Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa speaks with an expert about how to make AI work for you.
Booking a week-long trip can be time-consuming, which is why many people are turning to platforms like Claude or ChatGPT for help. Sally French is a travel expert with NerdWallet. She says AI can definitely be helpful. It's just not always right. She says use AI as a baseline in your searches, but take it with a grain of salt.
With AI, the most important thing to realize is when that language model was changed, when it was trained, and where it's getting its information from. We have a lot of AI models that might be using data that it was trained on in 2024, and things can change. So if you're trying to understand maybe exact prices or even exact hotels, that hotel might be closed from 2024 versus now.
She says whatever information you get from AI about travel, make sure you confirm it and research it. But she does say it's a great way to get personalized recommendations.
The more inputs you give it, the better outputs it will give you. And so if you can give AI a really detailed input of how long you're going to be there, the age of the group that you're with, the size of the group, what your budget is, AI can give personalized recommendations.
French says many of the popular booking tools you use to find flights are using AI now too. She says one way it could be good is if you plug in a bunch of different flight options into AI and ask it to analyze what you found. Ask it if this is really a good price. She says sometimes it's still just good to sign up for live flight alerts so you can see when a price changes or lowers in real time. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
A surge of floodwater submerges a school cafeteria, and an astronaut captures a once-in-a-lifetime view on his iPhone. It's coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
And checking out the region, it looks like we've got a little rain starting to appear to our west, but it's not reaching the ground. I just checked a lot of the reporting stations, and it does look mainly dry to the west. The rain chances are basically zero off to the west as we get into tonight. I guess it's possible a few sprinkles will occur. The Futurecast does show some of that, and it probably is raining just up in the atmosphere and not down at the surface through the overnight hours tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, we could see a few isolated showers in our area. area. The atmosphere is pretty stable, but I do expect some stray showers and maybe 1 or 2 thunderstorms in the area tomorrow afternoon. And after that, looks like we'll go dry again as we head into your Thursday. It's still a waiting game for significant rain to help us with the drought, but ultimately this may play out in our favor. And the European model is suggesting that Saturday may be our best chance of rain in a while. I know it's the weekend, but we really need the rain. We need it bad. And here's what we're looking at. First of all, Friday, we'll see some showers and some pop-up thunderstorms. These are going to be somewhat similar to what we would see in the summertime with pop-up showers and storms. We've got a more moist air mass in place, but we're really not seeing a big front coming in to energize things. However, on Saturday, it looks like our best chance of rain in a while, with most of the focus being along and north of Interstate 10 with the rain chances. And we'll see a pretty good shot at rain up into central Alabama as well, northern Alabama. And the overall pattern is changing with the northwesterly flow aloft. So even Sunday afternoon and Monday afternoon, we could still see some shower activity going on in the area as things begin to shift with the overall weather pattern. It's not going to be as cool tonight with clouds around. We'll have temperatures in the mid-50s inland to near 60 along the immediate coast. And here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Rain chance at 30% Wednesday and 30% again on Friday, but up to a 60% chance Saturday, and still a good chance of some showers and storms as we roll into the early part of the week next week. So this is a pattern shift. It's going to also get to the point where we're probably going to have to run the air conditioning a little bit. We got an upper ridge building over Mexico, and that's going to make for some warm weather with highs in the mid 80s, but we will see enough moisture that heating of the day may kick off some showers and thunderstorms in the extended outlook.
All right, thanks. The first meteor shower in 3 months is set to happen this week.
Yeah, the Lyrids peak at 4 p.m. Wednesday. Since that's the middle of the day, the best time to catch it will be overnight tonight into Wednesday.
The Lyrids come from the star Vega, so you'll want to look low in the northern sky. Don't expect a dazzling display, though, because this meteor shower isn't known for fireballs.
The shooting stars are expected to be fast and faint, but you can still see 10 to 20 of them per hour. So for the clearest views, go where the air is dry and the crescent moon keeps the sky dark.
Okay. Wednesday, aka the middle of the week. Oh my goodness.
Hump day.
Yes. Is also Earth Day.
Yeah.
And this year's theme is Our Power, Our Planet.
Oh, I like that. There are plenty of ways to take part, including an interactive map of events on earthday.org.
Yeah, the website also lists ideas for making a difference right where you live. A reminder that small and everyday choices can add up to real environmental impact.
Earth Day dates back to April 22nd, 1970.
I want to say they just had an Earth Day event last weekend for Fairhope at the pier.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But I'm certain there are going to be more Earth Day events coming up for you to participate in. All right, a combination of extended storms and melting snow triggering serious flooding. This was in the upper Midwest.
And one Wisconsin school became submerged when a surge of water suddenly burst through its doors. Let's go to Jeremy Roth with this shocking video in today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at shocking video showing surging floodwaters taking over a Wisconsin school cafeteria. The school district of Janesville shared the video showing the Washington Elementary School space being overtaken by the sudden surge, and as the water continues to rise, tables and chairs eventually disappear below the murky surface. The school is one of many buildings and homes in the region devastated by recent flooding caused by a combination of extended severe weather and melting snow. The school district says they are now looking for an alternative space for students while they deal with the messy aftermath. In Florida, a homeowner narrowly avoided disaster, and fire officials want others to know exactly why. The Hollywood Fire Rescue and Beach Safety Department shared video of the woman taking a used electric wheelchair she bought from a thrift store outside after she said she heard a clicking sound coming from its lithium battery pack. Moments later, the chair erupts into a huge fireball. The department shared important safety tips about lithium batteries, warning of overheating risks with improper charging devices, and saying small warning signs like hissing, popping, and clicking matter. Okay, how's about we end with a moment of zen? During the recent historic Artemis II moon flyby, astronaut Reed Wiseman got a once-in-a-lifetime look at what's called an Earth set, which is like a sunset, but, you know, with the Earth. Wiseman grabbed his iPhone and shot the moment right out the Orion spacecraft's window, savoring the spectacular sight as it was going, and then gone. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
He spent nearly 2 decades in prison, and he used that time to rewrite his story.
Yeah, Tracy Amick-Pierce shows us how a prison fire academy in Georgia helped him become a frontline firefighter.
I was incarcerated 19 years and 10 months. From day one, I already knew that was a place that I didn't want to be.
So while Damian Hill was serving time for being the getaway driver in an armed robbery, he stayed out of trouble and changed his mindset.
I picked up every book I can read. I studied as much as I can study, and I made plans.
3 years ago, those plans brought him here to the Spalding County Fire Department as part of a Department of Corrections program that trains inmates as firefighters. Hill was part of the original team of 8 from the Spalding County Correctional Institution.
They felt like this was their way of making amends, and it gave them that opportunity to feel community, feel like they were making amends for what they did.
Chief Mike Bird tells me any hesitation from other firefighters was short-lived.
They pull up, it's like the cavalry pulling up because we're a small department. We only have 2 people on the engine, so when they come pulling up, it's ideal and they jump straight to work. They're good firefighters.
And Warden Eric Sellers tells me the selection process itself sets a very high bar of physical fitness, academic aptitude, attitude, and work ethic.
Then we look at his criminal record. Does his criminal record fit the needs of being a firefighter?
Hill met all those requirements, and after serving as a firefighter for 3 years while still incarcerated, he got out of prison in late October, and he is now the first inmate ever to become a Spalding County firefighter.
This is one of the best job interviews on the face of the planet because we actually get to train them our way, then see how their job performance, their work ethic, how they get along as a team.
Now I'm in a position where I'm getting off the engine first. I'm first in. I'm able to, deal with people first-handedly without, any supervision, and help without any supervision.
Hill says this job gives him a sense of community and a purpose, a way to stay out of prison and on the right track. And this is a second chance he will not take for granted.
My mind state was clearly, don't come out looking for a handout. Come out giving a hand. And that's exactly what I did.
Right now. First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Most of them have children, so when you have a case involving children, it's a little more impactful on you, and to try to rationalize why somebody would do something to a child like that. You see the worst part of humanity sometimes when you have to go look at those scenes.
First at 5, the search for the person involved in the murder of a Wilmer family, how these cases are taking a toll on the mental health of Mobile County investigators.
And the city of Mobile moving forward with plans for a new animal shelter. When you can expect construction to start.
And we have some clouds out there, and you're probably wondering, as it's starting to get a little bit gray, when are we going to see some rain? Well, there are some opportunities in the extended forecast, and we'll check it out coming up.
Shelby Myers is in the studio with that story.
And Shelby, the owner of Dance Without Limits, had no idea how much it would evolve.
Yeah, that's right, Lenise and Cameron. Inspired by her son, Carrie opened her studio in 2009 and had just 7 kids come and dance. Now around 200 dancers across 3 different studios get to dance without limits.
Welcome to Dance Without Limits. Here's our little tour. This is a wall of fame of some of our students that have been here.
Carrie Benson's Dance Without Limits studio in Mobile is full of vibrant colors, music, and laughter. It's a safe space she created after her son, Rock, was diagnosed with level 3 autism at 2 years old.
During his development, I just looked for things he could be involved in. All he did was go to his program and come home. Lots of people were willing to let him be included, but nobody was really equipped for severe autism and the behaviors that present with that. And so it was just really sad to see all my friends taking their kids to swimming and baseball and football and soccer, and we didn't have any of that. And so I decided to start a program for kids with all disabilities.
And all ages, starting at 3 years old to 70 or even older. Benson makes it her mission to never turn anyone away.
So when you come to Dance Without Limits, you get paired with a volunteer helper, and they're just there to keep you on track, help with your behaviors. I will never ever tell a mom, you have to take your kid home because we can't handle them. That's my goal. I will never tell a mom that. If we can't handle them, that's our job to figure out how to do it.
Classes at her Mobile studio are Tuesday and Thursday nights and Wednesday night at the Fairhope location. Benson even recently opened up a studio in Birmingham. Those who come can take dance, cheer, musical theater, or even get in a fitness routine. Even if they're in a wheelchair, there are devices to get them standing and in on all of the action. Benson tells me she always wanted to open a dance studio, never imagining it would be one for those with special needs. But it was her son's diagnosis that changed everything.
If a parent is newly diagnosed with a child with autism, yes, it's very hard, but it's not a death sentence. There's so many things that you can do and get involved with, and I can't imagine what my life would be without Rock. He has just brought so much joy to us.
And the Dance Without Limits studio is presenting its big spring show on May 2nd. You can get tickets and check them out. They're going to be performing at the Murphy High School gym at 6 p.m. again on May 2nd. This year's theme is I Love New York. In the studio, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.